Hey everyone, got a real brief one for you today. I'm going to show you how I take this seat apart and diagnose the broken seat heater inside of it. Let's check it out. So when I was playing around with these seats, I checked for resistance at the seat heater part, and there was no resistance. It was an open circuit, which means the seat heater is bad. So I bought the Dorman Universal kit. What is this? 628040. Got this on Amazon, and it came with heating elements, and it also came with tools as well. Comes with two elements, one for each seat bottom. Also comes with a wire harness and stuff, switches. But what's great is it comes with these hog ring pliers and new hog rings. So I'll show you how these are good for getting the seat apart right now. Okay, first you gotta get these rails off. These are T40s on this 1990 car. Then push this down, move your tracks so you can get to the top two. Try to keep it as one piece like this, it'll make your life a little bit easier when it goes back on. So normally there's wires coming through here, I'll route those back through when it's time to put this back together, but now we're going to take these pliers here that they gave us, and to get this off you're working on these little hooks right here. So to get this undone, you're just going to put this on here, it creates kind of a loop, and then you pull, and it comes right out. So you do that on all of these until you're about here. So this one right here is your seat heater. Now the next thing you'll need to do is undo the hog rings that attach these kind of metal things right here. It's got two little metal rails kind of inside of here. Here's a hog ring that's holding one of them on. And then there's the other metal rail inside this foam pad here. So I'll show you myself attaching these again, but you'll have to undo these to get the seat to a point where you can go like this. And when you're here, you'll see that we've found the seat heater. So I've got the camera moved here. You got to see what's going on in here. So this is your seat heater element. You can see the wires kind of running through here. But what's going on in this thing is there is a over-temp thermostat, and this is what I found when I undid this seat heater. Look at that, it's just completely disconnected, and the driver's seat was exactly like this. This thermostat is just completely disconnected from the wire that allows the seat heater to work. So what do you got to do? You need to replace the thermostat. What do you replace it with? Well, that's a great question. So I went on Mouser.com and I looked for open-on-rise thermostats that are this little half-inch size here. And I found one, but what temperature did I choose? Well, I googled what does a seat heater run at, and I found something that said they run around 113 degrees Fahrenheit. So here's what I came across. If this thing gets too hot, this thing will open up and it'll cut power to the seat heater, so that's a good thing. Obviously we need to modify it a little bit. We need to get this little thing off, and then we need to bend these tabs out so they can fit the profile, or this little cutout here for the thermostat. So all I'm going to do is take this off with a Dremel. I'll cut it right off, bend these, I'll solder them, and then we're going to go to this connector and see if we've got continuity on our seat heater. Okay, so I cut that ring off, bent the terminals with 2 pairs of pliers. Now we gotta cut this old guy out. I forgot to mention a very important thing. On my driver's seat, this was still working. It still had continuity on it, so I just soldered the wire back on. But this one, the reason we're replacing the thermostat is this thing is open, and it is room temperature, so we know that this is a bad thermostat and it needs to be replaced. Okay, so there's that. Not pretty, but it's gonna work. Get that soldered up here. Breathe in too much of it. Now let's flip it over. We get a real good one on this end. So now we just kind of shove this back in there. Real quick before we put it back, I want to show you. We do have continuity here. We did not before because it was hot from the soldering, but now that it's cooled down, we are okay. So now the ultimate question is, do we get a reading on this connector? Okay, so I forgot that the bottom heater and the top heater are connected with this connector right here, so if you don't get a reading on this, make sure you've got these plugged in. So which is kind of nice for diagnosing, because if you want to see if your elements work, well, just check across the two and see what happens. But if we look right here, that is continuity. So there's a working seat heater now. Now we can get this thing reassembled and get it back in the car eventually. But that's not going to be for a while. You all know I'm doing a LS swap on this Jaguar, and it's been a lot. It's taken a while. You know, you saw this came out, and now we've got to pay attention to these metal thingies right here. So let's shove this back in. On the top here, you don't have a metal ring; you just have the fabric. But on the sides, you have your metal rods here that you'll use with your hog ring. You see these pliers? They've got like these little divots right in here. What you do is you put the hog ring in, kind of like this, and as you squeeze, it's going to want to bring it in like so. See that kind of closing up? So we're going to want to do that between these two metal rods where you got this one and this one. So let's go right here. Let's get this one in. We're going to come in, make sure we're around both rods, squeeze all the way, and there. You've just attached these two with your hog ring pliers. So I'm going to do that all around where the stock locations are. Get this taken care of, and I'll do a time lapse real quick, I suppose. And these top two here, since there's no metal rod internal right here, you're just going to want to pull this fabric down as far as you can and get them both underneath the thing there. Now, what we need to do is get our wires going through here. Now you gotta get all these hooks back in. So we'll start with this one. We just kind of pull, and then we're gonna push down. Oh. As we pull, we're gonna push down with our finger to make sure it gets into that hole, and that's how we'll get that to stay. Because you can't do it with just the pliers. Well, I guess you can, but it's harder. So get your thumb in there, and that's going to help you out quite a bit. And there it is, folks. This is pretty much assembled. After that, it's just getting your rails back on, which, you know, I guess everyone loves a time lapse, right? Let's just do it. So yeah, here it is, back where we started, except it's actually put together now. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. For those of you who are here for the Jaguar project, it's been going slow, but it's been going because it has been a little bit warmer. The independent rear suspension is out of the car right now. I'm waiting on some powder coating to be done for the springs, and after that, it's going to be front subframe, then wiring, then plumbing, and all that other fun stuff. So definitely going to get this thing running and driving by the summer, and hope you are looking forward to that as much as I am. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.